Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking a really fascinating high-stakes case study in modern digital mobilization. We are looking at the exact campaign playbook for Idris Basari. He's a two-time Art Prize alumni, and right now he is battling to become the 2026 People's Artist. It's truly incredible to see how a community can completely rally together when the clock is ticking.
Okay, let's dive right into this. We're going to break down this real-world campaign into 5 actionable pillars. We'll start with Section 1, the People's Artist Contest, then move into Section 2, the mobilization strategy, followed by 3, writing copy that converts. After that, we'll cover 4, designing the visual playbook, and wrap the whole thing up with 5, executing the final push.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the People's Artist Contest. To really get the strategy here, we first have to understand the intensely competitive environment Idris is operating in. So here is the immediate hurdle. Idris is currently stuck in 6th place in his group, and because advancement in this contest is based purely on total qualifying votes, he absolutely must break into the top 5 to avoid elimination. The margin for error here is essentially 0. And the pressure? It's compounded by a brutal ticking clock. The top 5 deadline is June 4th at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So in the context of this playbook, that means there are only 48 hours left to pull off a massive surge. The urgency isn't just some clever marketing tactic here. It is very, very real. Now, you might be wondering, why go through all this intense effort? Well, because the stakes are absolutely massive. Winning this contest secures a $25,000 prize, a highly coveted feature in Art Forum magazine, and a showcase at the Art of Elysium's Los Angeles salon. For an artist like Idris, this capital is a total game changer. It would actually allow him to build out a mini-gallery and create 50 new works, basically ensuring he never misses a major opportunity like this again. So the stakes are sky high, and the deadline is literally right now. How does a creator actually mobilize an audience to win a contest like this? Let's get into Section 2, the mobilization strategy. So, the crucial point is understanding the mechanics of the game. This competition uses a really interesting dual-pronged voting system. Supporters can cast a free vote once every 24 hours, or alternatively, they can cast paid votes by making a $1 donation per vote. Success here depends entirely on maximizing both of these channels at the exact same time. If we analyze his current vote breakdown, a fascinating picture emerges. Idris currently has around 170 paid votes, which is great. It shows an incredibly dedicated core of financial supporters. But he only has about 20 free votes. This breakdown right here highlights a massive untapped opportunity. If he can scale those daily recurring free votes across his entire network, he can easily bridge that gap from 6th place straight into the top 5. Now, knowing you need votes is one thing. Asking for them effectively without burning out your audience? That's another story completely. Let's look at Section 3, writing copy that converts. And this brilliantly illustrates the messaging strategy. They broke down 40 snappy social media posts into specific categories. Because, let's face it, you can't just yell, "Vote for me" 50 times in a row. You have to hit different emotional angles. Use urgency to drive immediate action. Use story to build long-term investment. And use fun, shareable hooks to engage those casual followers. Rotating through these keeps everyone engaged, rather than, just annoyed. But listen, tactics only work if there's actual substance behind them. You absolutely need emotional anchors. Idris positions his work as a warm hug for your soul, while still exploring real global issues. When the audience connects with that human element and the mission behind the artist, a simple request for a vote suddenly transforms into a chance to support a truly meaningful cause. Grounding the message in specific realities is also totally key. By mentioning signature pieces like Sing for Joy and Main Street America, the campaign turns what could be a generic ask into a super compelling visual narrative. It reminds the audience exactly what kind of beauty they are pushing to elevate into Art Forum magazine. Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds into designing the visual playbook. Because in a fast-paced digital campaign, people see long before they read. For platforms that prioritize short-form video, think TikTok or Instagram Reels, the playbook outlines some strict rules for 15 to 30-second clips. You have to command attention instantly with hooks like, "I'm in 6th, but not for long." You pair that with motivational audio, massive text overlays for the people scrolling on mute, and you explicitly state your call to action at least twice. Say, "Link in bio," over and over. Basically, make it impossible for them to miss what you want them to do. Now for static posts, the carousel format is absolutely king. Why? Because walking the viewer slide by slide through the problem and then giving them the exact solution is a top-tier conversion tactic. Slide 1 hooks them with that 6th place ranking. Slide 2 stresses the June 4th deadline. Slide 3 gives idiot-proof instructions on how to cast that daily free vote. And Slide 4 demands the final action. It's quite literally a guided journey from awareness straight to conversion. But whether it's an email newsletter header, a quick 15-second video, or a long carousel, brand consistency is non-negotiable. The strategy here dictates warm gold tones, deep contrasts, and a really polished, cinematic, photography-inspired aesthetic across all platforms. In a digital world that's just full of spam, maintaining a highly professional look builds crucial trust with your potential voters. Okay, so we've got the timeline, the messaging, and the visuals locked in. Now we move into Section 5. Executing the final push. Because the harsh reality of digital mobilization is that you cannot just post once and expect to win. The final 48 hours require what we're going to call the daily blitz. We are talking about aggressive multi-channel distribution. You're posting 4 to 6 times a day across platforms, you're constantly updating Instagram stories with direct link stickers, firing off targeted email newsletters, even cross-promoting with other friendly artists in the contest. The goal is to maximize your reach, dominate the feed, and relentlessly funnel traffic to that one specific voting link. Now, what's really interesting about this strategy is how the campaign leverages the contest's underlying structure to its advantage. Remember those paid votes we mentioned earlier? Well, they actually act as donations directly supporting the Art of Elysium. That's a nonprofit that uses art for healing. By tying his aggressive campaign to this charitable cause, Idris transforms what could easily be seen as endless self-promotion into a community-driven movement for good. It's a massive psychological shift for the voter. And that brings us to a final provocative thought. The real beauty of deconstructing a playbook like this is realizing its true long-term value. Sure, posting urgently, using emotional hooks, and keeping your brand consistent might help Idris break into the top 5 by June 4th. But the bigger picture? If you execute a strategy this well, you aren't just running a campaign to win a single round. You're gathering a dedicated, fully invested audience for a lifetime. So are you just getting votes, or are you building a community? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.